Hi everyone, I'm Rincey and this is Rincey Reads. Today I'm going to be doing a book review on Glory B. This is a amateur detective kind of cozy mystery book that I picked up. You are following this woman named Glory who I believe is in her 50s. She lives in Lafayette, Louisiana, and she is a complicated character to say the least. The story begins with Glory walking into a coffee shop that she frequents, especially on Sundays after church. And while she's there, she's conducting her business of meeting some locals at the shop who are interested in placing some bets on various things. And while she is sitting at the coffee shop, she overhears on a police radio that her best friend, who is also a nun, has been found dead. And so Glory obviously rushes there and sees that her friend has died and eventually finds out that the police are saying that it is a suicide, but Glory knows her best friend and knows that she would not have killed herself by suicide. And so she starts looking into things a little bit and finds out that there is a whole lot going on in her friend's life as well as with some of the people that she knows in this town. The story also features Glory's daughter, Delphine, who is a lawyer. She moved to, I believe, New York City, but she is back home after some incidents have caused her to have a leave of absence. So she's come back home and someone has put a complaint on Glory for being a hoarder. And so she's trying to help her mother clean out her house and things like that. And while she's doing that, she decides to use this time to also reevaluate her life and all of these different things. So yeah, like I said, this is an amateur detective novel. And honestly, I found this book to be really fun. This is one of those books that I could see being pretty divisive because Glory and Delphine are very much complicated characters. You do not always root for them. Especially Delphine, I feel like just makes a lot of bad decisions and continues to make a lot of bad decisions. Glory is a complicated character who is this very devout Catholic woman. But within the first couple of pages of this book, you see her at the coffee shop getting annoyed with the people who are working there, the people who are patroning the coffee shop. And so she decides to just steal one of the mugs at the coffee shop. She's very cranky, very curmudgeonly, but there's something about her that I found just also really entertaining and endearing. I feel like if you are someone who's been enjoying what I feel like is a relatively recent trend of older protagonists in these kind of cozy mystery situations, then this might be one that you're interested in. But yeah, the main character is not super lovable or anything along those lines. So if that's one of your qualifications when reading cozy mysteries or amateur detective stories, this one will not work for you. But I actually really enjoyed what is explored in this book. You're following this older woman protagonist who is no longer married. She has not a lot of friends in her life. She has a lot of really complicated relationships. There are the gossipy church ladies who really don't like her. Her and her sister are kind of on the outs. And so there's a complicated relationship there. And she also has a complicated relationship with her daughter. She's become very isolated as she's gotten older. And you see how that's affected her personally and how she's kind of realizing things need to change a little bit as the story continues. The mystery was really interesting too. I was not sure what to expect from it, and I actually found it to be really entertaining to follow as Glory continues to uncover various details about her friend and what's going on in this situation. It's interesting because I keep going back and forth between calling it a cozy mystery and an amateur detective, and I feel a little bit calling this a cozy mystery could be misleading to some people because there are parts of this book that feel a little bit darker. I think that it's a fun book that's really nice to read in between maybe other denser books or books that might be more complicated, because it just feels like a really fun book to me without being too light and fluffy, which is something that I always have a hard time with when it comes to cozy mysteries. It's listed as being the first book in a series, so I definitely would be interested to see sort of how things move forward from here. I feel like if you're someone who enjoys amateur detective novels and are willing to, suspend disbelief, because with everything that happens to Glory, it feels very unlikely that a person would continue to investigate a very serious murder situation in these circumstances. But, it's a fun book, no doubt. So I feel like if you're someone who enjoys amateur detective books and you're okay with dealing with messy main characters, then this is definitely one that should be on your radar. So yeah, those are my quick thoughts on Glory Be. Let me know down in the comments below if you've read this one, because I feel like this is a really fun one that should be on a lot more people's radar. And I feel like there are a lot of people out there who enjoy these kind of like amateur detective novels with older protagonists that might be into this one. So definitely comment down below if you've read this one. So yeah, that's all I have for now, and thanks for watching.